Oh, I actually realized I also had all the had everything. I had my audio still on. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. My name is Mark Randall. I'm a developer advocate for Google Cloud. If you haven't hung out with me before, this is me streaming from the voiceover studio at the office. I have a nicer setup at home, so you have the world's worst camera angle, unfortunately. And it looks like I also didn't brush my hair, but that's fine. Let's switch over to screencast so that you don't have to stare at that so much. Thanks for joining me today. I'm working on a project called Agones. It's a game server scaling platform that runs on top of Kubernetes. It's all open source. And I'm working on some stuff today. Where are we? So the thing I want to work on today is we've been doing some stuff recently around, or at least we've been talking about doing fleet and cluster autoscaling. So we actually have a couple of issues kind of going on here. Actually, I'll make this bigger. Now, Kubernetes does have, we sort of had some conversations here about how we want to do cluster autoscaling. We actually have a couple of almost competing designs. I've written both of them, so that's fun. But one thing we definitely need to do, and I've kind of worked through a couple of these, is to kind of bin pack as much as possible. So what we've been talking about, just looking at the section here, here your priority, here your prioritize. Actually, this needs to be updated, but that's fine. Is that we're currently using the default Kubernetes scheduler, which means that whenever we fire up a game server, it's going to create a pod, and that pod's going to get put somewhere, anywhere, kind of in the cluster. It's kind of more of an even distribution thing, which is not terrible, right? There's some pros and cons there. But what we do want to do is when we have fleets and we want to allocate out of that pool of game servers, what we would really like to do is, is basically prioritize the allocation of game servers in a place that already has game servers in it. And I think also what we want to do is if there's a tie with number of game servers, prioritize the ones that have the most numbers of game servers on it, and kind of work from there. So the reason being then if we ever wanted to scale down the cluster and or say like reducing number of items inside the fleet, it becomes a lot easier because there's less allocated ones. There's the special ones. Those are the ones that we know have players on them, and they're like, don't touch those. Those are the ones that can't be touched. So I'm gonna just kind of get into this actually. Let's make sure I'm up to date. Ooh, that's tiny. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Let's make sure I push the right button. Plus. That's a bit better. We could even go a little bigger. Let's exit that. Make that a little smaller, make that bigger once more. There we go. And then let's flip that way. That's not too bad. That's visible. That seems not too bad. All right, cool. All right, so up top I have the shell. I don't know if I care about that as much. All right, so let's see if I'm up to date. That's just going to do a git pull rebase. Excellent. We're going to call it feature and allocate priority. Priority. Yeah, that's spelled vaguely correct. I think that's about right. Cool. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into our code, have a look at fleet allocation, sweet. Here we go. This is actually exactly the function I was looking at. Perfect. So this is our allocate function. This is the function that you'll see what actually happens is, what do we do? So this is where we want to take we've got a fleet, we've got this whole big group of game servers that we want to play with, and what we want to do is basically pull one of those out. And all right, so where are we? What are we doing? So what we normally do is basically just list the game servers. Nothing too special there. And then we go through and we say, okay, find me one that is ready. Just find me the first one that's ready and is not being deleted, and set that as the allocation, which is pretty quick. And that's nice. Nothing too bad there. But we want to put some extra special logic in here to make game server scaling down a little bit better. I'm not sure how it's going to work yet. So what I'm going to do is actually start by writing a test. And we'll work it from there, I think is pretty much where we want to go from there. Test controller allocate. So what do we actually, maybe we update this instead. Let's have a look. Or maybe not. Maybe we do something different. Let's have a look. All right, so this test here creates a fleet and a game server set and a game server list, which is interesting. Oh, that's really interesting. I wrote some tooling here. So what did I do? I created a fleet, and then I created a bunch of game servers. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, that's really nice that I do that. Okay, cool. That actually makes my life easier. So it creates all the things. So we have fleets that pass into game server sets, that pass into game servers, which is all good. We set up some stuff. All right, so that's fine. And we're just testing to make sure that something gets allocated. Okay, that's pretty sweet. I don't know if I care about that for my test. What I want... there we go, start informers, blah, blah, blah. And then we call allocate. So I'm going to do a separate test. I think this is cool. This is great. This is actually testing that things get updated and stuff. What I want to do is... I'm going to sneeze, actually, is what I want to do. Never mind. Okay, what I want to do is something a little bit different. I'm going to actually grab a lot of this, though. I'm going to grab this. All right. So let's write a test. We'll call it controller allocate priority. So I'm going to write a test that's going to fail. That's the plan. Totally the plan, just so that's clear. And then this gives me back a game server list. Okay, cool. Now, here's an interesting question. So I get back game server list. What do I... why is that broken? Why is that broken? That's weird. I don't know. I'll come back to that. So this gives me back a game server list. Yeah, give me back default fixtures. Here we go. Game server list. They're all state ready. That's beautiful. Okay, cool. So I'm trying to think of a scenario. The scenario I think I want to test is basically... there's a couple of scenarios, I think, actually. Let's just start with the first one. Let's start with a simple... I feel like there's kind of two scenarios, and I wonder what we can do in one test, which is to say... yeah, no, I think we can do this. So... GS list, is there some items? No, it's just an array. All right, so 0.status. Node name, perfect. We're going to put 3 nodes on three game servers on one node. And then the 4th game server we'll put on node 2. Right, so this is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to set up this scenario. Let's set up, I'm actually just going to steal a bunch of stuff here. Add reactors. So this is going to ems our mocks. So we're basically setting up base state, right? So saying that it knows how many fleets we have, the game servers we have, and the game server list we have. So that's cool. And I'm not going to worry about updates or anything like that. Here we go, starting informers. Perfect. All right, so that gets me going. This controller, I just want to make sure that runs. Make sure nothing breaks. Sweet. Okay, so the thing that I want to look at, so C dot, so this should be a predictable, what I want this to be is a predictable pattern. So what should happen is, my brain just fell over. Oh my god, my brain totally just fell over. Okay, GS error, C dot, let's see, oh no. Okay, that's C. Allocate. How do I do this up here? Oh, I don't really care about the fleet allocation meta. Just allocate. So there's the fleet, and I actually don't care about the meta at all. Does that handle that if I pass through nil? That's actually a really good question. Fleet allocation equals nil. No, that's the allocation. All right. Cert dot nil. Nope. Nil t error. Right. We don't care about that. That should be fine. Now assert dot equal. It's gonna complain at me. T gs dot status dot node name. Actually, I've got the other way around. That should be node 1. Right, so that should be true. Now, why are you complaining? Cannot assign. Oh. Put that in the next spot. There we go. There we go. Cool. So the first one should be that. So basically what should happen is if we do this 3 times, we should have, they should all come from the same node. And then the last one should come from node 2. Right, because that's what we're saying. We're saying the priority should be in that order, right? So priority should be node 1, then node 2. Right, that's how that should pan out. So this should fail pretty much, I would expect. It might actually run. It might actually pass on occasion, just because it is random. Actually, blank. Okay, so that's not right. There should be a value here. Oh, I wonder if is gslist. What is gslist? Gslist is I see. Because they're not pointers, so if I edit them, it's probably not gonna. It doesn't pass through. That's irritating. Sometimes it's just irritating. Cool. I'm just getting a message about. I actually need to leave it 10:2 so that I can do that. I have an interview a little bit later. Okay. So that's not good. What that means then is I need to go is funny. Okay, so these aren't pointers, which means that what I need to do instead is set the value. What? That's irritating. Because if I do, let's just do a logris. Dot with field gslist dot info gslist. Just for giggles, that's going to give me a really big dump out of information, but that data doesn't get changed, I think. Here we go. Gslist, here we go. Blah, 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 blah. F status. No, in here. Here you go. Status, state ready, ports, nulls, node 1. That seems right. So that seems weird. Now I am confused. Geostatus.nodename. I actually no that actually turned true. Game server list. What have I done? Run that now. I feel like I'm doing something really silly. No, in here. Status. Here we go. Status, ready, ports, node name, node 1. Status, ready, node 1. Status, ready, node name, node 1. Status ready. What on earth? I don't understand. Okay. And what's the... Oh, I can just run it again. It says that expected node 1. Allocate. So where are we? Let's have a look. Blah, blah, blah. Just marks it as allocated. Huh. I am very confused. Expected actual. It's blank. Unless... What are we actually getting back? That's actually a really good question. Make sure I'm getting set back something that actually makes sense. That probably makes a amount of sense. That's the error is nil, I think. Actually, is the error nil? Am I not doing something silly? Maybe I'm doing something silly. No. It just fails on weird stuff. Okay, assert dot not nil. Well, actually, okay, so allocate returns back a pointer. Okay, so if it was nil, we would get bad stuff. All right, let's just have a look at the thing. Logris dot widthfield gs info. Let's see what the thing looks like. All right, here we go. Blah blah blah. Node name blank. Oh, no status. There's actually no details here whatsoever. Oh, that's weird. There's like nothing in it. It's an empty game server. What on earth? Actually, I commented out some code here. That's bad. That shouldn't be there. What did I do? All right, so we start informers. Oh, you know what we probably need to do? I know what we need to do. It's my fault. I know what it is. So, thing that I get busted by all the time, which is the fact that this cache here is what's the word I'm looking for? Is lazily done. Yeah, actually, I'm surprised. This should just work, but maybe this is actually really strange. At the very least, it should actually spit back that it can't find anything. How is this possible? Wait for cache sync. Actually, no, it was waiting for cache sync on game servers. Oh, I wonder if it's because the fleets aren't out. Widthfield gslist info. What is happening here? Let's have a look. Right. I'm I'm getting back. Okay, so I'm getting back a bunch of game servers. It's all totally fine. What have I done? I've done something stupid. I have done something stupid. What have I done? I am very confused. Oh! I know what it is. 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 It's my fault. Okay. I know what it is. Oh my god, that was killing me. Okay. I know what it is. The problem is that what's actually happening in here is it updates the game server and then it spits the value back. Except for the fact that we don't actually have anything in here to manage the updates. And since the mocking stuff doesn't do anything to match the updates, it doesn't actually do anything. The mocking framework is very, very, very simple. So, let's literally, all we need to do is, I don't care about that, or that, or that. Yeah, no, actually really don't care. Ooh, let me think about this for a sec. Do I care? I might care. I might care in that I'm going to end up with most of this up here, which is unfortunate. Oops. I may end up merging these. All right. What I do want to do is go away. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Okay, what I do want to do here is actually, so what I've done here is created a fake that will let things know when things have been updated through the event system, which means that the internal cache will actually stay up to date. Because these are the things you just have to do when you do the mocking, and then I actually have an update thing. So now I should at least fail on the node name itself, right? That's weird that it passed. Okay. There we go. Okay, so occasionally it fails, which is what it should do. And node 1, node 2. Sometimes randomly it'll probably pass just because that's the order it came in. In fact, what we should do, and what I will do then, is make one of the middle ones node 2 and make that node 1, which will probably mess this up a whole lot more. Yeah, so that's a lot better. Okay, let's commit this. Actually, we'll go import /w package. Make sure that's all nice and tidily formatted. All right, just get that one as a commit. All right, first pass at writing a test to test fails. Cool. I'm just gonna push that up to git push -u origin feature allocate priority. All right, that can happen in the background. Okay, so that gives me oh, I also can't spell. There we go. Let's fix that too. That's all right. That can go up in the next push. All right, so that fails. Let's see if we can fix this in 20 minutes. I'm not sure we will be able to, but what do we need to do? What do we need to do? We have this GS list here. Let's think about this for a minute. What we want to do is essentially sort it by the number. So, man. So the brute force way of doing this is that we're going to count all the game servers every time. That feels really kind of icky. I mean, it's fine. But I feel like we could probably do better. like keep a count somewhere, because we're going to be doing this all the time. And it would be good to keep a count of like what's in what node, but at the same time, as we do auto scaling type stuff, nodes are going to come and go pretty quickly, and that kind of terrifies me. So why don't we go with brute force, and we can work from there. I think is probably, it's like not ideal, but it's also not terrible. I think that's, or at least let's get a solution that works, and then we can work out from there. So what we need to do is sort. Well, let's think about this for a sec. We could actually do a couple of things here. We could filter game servers by allocated or ready. No, by ready. That's actually, we want to filter game servers by ready, and not being deleted. Then what we want to do is, well, actually, we need to, for each node, count how many ready and allocated. Ready and allocated game servers are on each node. There exist. Oh my god. Be quiet, phone. There we go. Shh, do not disturb. 1 hour. Turn on. Cool. All right. Let's think this through. Now we could sort all of them, but now I'm starting to think maybe we just don't bother. Maybe we do sort them. Maybe that's easier. So we'd say filter ready game servers that are not deletable, not currently being deleted, and then sort the filtered game servers by allocated, then ready counts per node. Choose the top. Allocation 0 is chosen from list. I think that works. I think I'm just going to end up writing a bunch of functionality. Like I'm going to basically write a bunch of functional stuff for this. All right, which is fine, but it's annoying that I have to handcraft it. All right, so I do have some SDK stuff, it's controller stuff. I'm just thinking through. This fleets here. This game server by fleet owner. We're just thinking through where this should go. No. Ooh, maybe. Game server list is an array of game server. Okay, which is literally exactly what we're dealing with. All right. This might actually be the right place to put it. Find game server container, pod, has port policy, status, count ports. Yeah, I think so. All right, so we're going to write a function. We're going to call it count, func. What's it going to return? An integer? No, a map. What am I doing? No, func count per node. Something. I'm not sure if this is the right name, but we'll see how we go. Which will take a array JS list, array game server, return back a map of string int 64. And then there's a condition. You know what? Actually, func reduce. I think that's basically where we're at. I think that's what we'll need to do. The annoying thing is, what are we gonna spit out when we reduce? Let's think this through. Actually, is it more of a map? But that's fine. GS list pointer game server. Sorry, array of game server. I'm literally looking up closure reduce. Thank you. Trying to remember what I want to call it. Now, this is dynamic language. Reduce f value collection, right? The problem is I don't know. Well, I know. See, this feels very specific. All right, so you know what? I'm actually not going to put it here. I changed my mind. I think we're going to put it here because we use it here, and I don't think we'll end up using it anywhere else except for fleet allocation. But I don't know if I want it to go into controller. Whatever I put, I swear I've put, that's all health controller stuff. If I have a function that's not tied to... we'll call it new go file. I don't know what I want to call this. Maybe count. I'll call it count for now. I actually don't know what I want to call it. But that's okay. Okay, so then we can be a bit more specific. We don't have to be too general with this. In fact, we could just write a function that just does this. I don't think we need to worry about it being able to do it too much. And I kind of want it to be quick. So func count ready and allocated nodes. Per node. Pointer, actually, GS list. And we can refine this, actually. V1 alpha game server. Okay. And what I actually want it to return is map string. Oh, that's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. Because it should have to... Do I want it to return two maps? Do I want to do it all in one map? I'm kind of just fudging it at this point. Counts how many ready and allocated game servers exist per node. The key is the node name and the int64 the value? So what I kind of want to do is actually be like struct and then like ready in 64 allocated. But that just seems ridiculous. That seems ridiculous. All right. In fact, we'll just create a type. Struct. Throw struct type. Like a no. Type. Call it a name. Node count. And ready will be in 64 and allocated in 64. All right, so that gives me returns back a map of string node count. So I'm kind of erring on the side of like just getting through this quickly. I think that's my plan. How are we doing for time? We're good. We're not too bad. Cool. That's all good. Just double checking a couple of things. Excellent. All right. Cool. That's fine. All right, sweet. So this should be pretty straightforward, and we should probably write a test for this too. So for underscore GS in range of GS list. Where are we? So, count okay in, actually, results was a map string node count, which is empty, and return results. Cool. Okay, out of results, gs.status.node name. Actually, if gs.status.state equals allocated or ready. Okay, if not okay, results gs.status.node name equals, we want to create a new node count. The default for both will be 0, so that's fine. Cool. Do I want to do it this way? Let's think this through. Yeah, this seems fine. So if gs.status.state equals allocated, there might be a nicer way of doing this, but anyway. How do I want to do this? Yeah, that seems reasonable. Do I want this for everything? No, I think this is fine. Results gs status node name dot allocated plus plus. Else if ready plus plus. Okay, that seems pretty legit. I still don't know if counts a good way of calling it, but we'll one thing at a time. We're not going to get that deep into this, I think, today. We'll see how we go. Oh. All right. Let's actually create a test for this. New go file count test. What are my other options, actually? Out of curiosity. Yep, that's fine. Perfect. Whoomp. Cool. Test. Per node. Beautiful. So I need a game server list. GS list equals array of game server. Poof. Cool. Really all I need in here is game server. Yes, it'll do that, but I don't want that. Game server status. There we go. Node name equals node1. And state. State can be, whoops. Call this one ready. We'll have this one be allocated. We'll do 2 in a separate one. And then we'll also add, I don't know, error. One of them's bad. And then we'll add an extra one of those. And that looks pretty good. This is a test case. Okay. And then, so, results, count, ready allocated, oops, just list, beautiful, cert.len, actually that should be pretty good, so we should only have 2 items in results, oops, they do this, they flip that, result 2, alright, let's just run this as we're going, yep, I messed something up. Cannot assign to struct field value allocated map. Oh, really? Won't let me do that? Oh, very unfortunate. Alright. Let's do that. Count equals node count. Then down here, let's reset the value. It's a few more assignments, few less assignments anyway, so that's not too bad. Actually, I just thought of something too. This should probably be a pointer. Because we want the value to be translated all the way through. String pointers to node counts. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's test that first. I may not be right. It may be fine. Alright, so that works. But, you know what? We're going to get values for these. I actually don't like that. Sorry, I am going to change that to pointers. I don't want it copying all this data around. We can just edit what's in place. That's actually better. Okay, cool. Cert.equal. What time have I got? Oop, 3 minutes. All right, we'll get some stuff started. There should be one ready in node 1, I think. Yeah, so if I see here, there's that one there. So 1 results node 1 dot ready. Allocated should be 2 in node 1. Yep. In node 2 ready. Node 2 should have 1 ready. Does node 2 have any allocated? Nope, should be 0. Let's run that. Bloody hell. N64s. Because it's in 64s and by default. Okay, cool. Perfect. That works. Okay, that's a good start. Unfortunately, I think I'm actually going to finish things here. We get started, though. Start. So I was going to say, if you want to follow along at home, what we can do, though, github.com. Actually pop over here, allocate priority. So I'm going to keep working on this. It was fun hanging out with you for a bit. We found some interesting things. So we have account actually here. So let's actually set this up. I'll be honest. To do integrate test count allocate per node. I like adding to-dos. All right, cool. I am going to run. It was a bit chill. We didn't get as much done as I was kind of hoping, but that does happen. I'm trying to get back into the swing of doing Twitch streams more regularly and hacking on some more stuff regularly, so please keep an eye out. Follow me here on Twitch and on Twitter. At Neurotic and stuff. I will post this up with some notes in it, probably linking to the branch that I'm working on too, and the details we're working on, and I'll check it up on YouTube and do all that sort of good stuff too. I need to run because I need to go do an interview. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you next Tuesday. I'm working from home Thursday. I may do one Thursday. We'll see how we go. All right, cool. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all at the very least next week.